not starting yet. Hi, Rena. I want to hear somebody pray. I want to hear somebody pray. Down in the valley and over yonder. I want to hear somebody pray. It's that easy. It's really not a complicated song. I want to hear somebody sing. I want to hear somebody sing. Down in the valley and over yonder. I want to hear somebody sing. I want to hear somebody's song. I want to hear somebody's song. Down in the valley and over yonder. I want to hear somebody's song. Hey, 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 I want to hear somebody pray. I want to hear somebody pray. That's it. Down in the valley and over yonder. I want to hear somebody pray. Somebody pray. Somebody pray. Somebody pray. Somebody pray. Somebody pray. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to everybody who's here in the sanctuary, everybody online. Welcome to our guests, people who might be worshiping with us for the first time. We are glad that you're here. And tonight is Family Service Night. Family Service Night means, most important thing it means is a story. And but also some wonderful musical selections for this evening. We're going to start off our service with the lighting of Shabbat candles. Our candles will be lit this evening by tomorrow morning's bat mitzvah, Serafina Gould, along with her parents, Joshua, Luana, and her brother, Gideon. Please turn to page 3. And Josh, you over here. Yeah, you up first.
That's right. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us.
As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
We're going to wait for her to get them both lit. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher Kiddishanu v'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Amen. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Well, I see we have some family coming in. Welcome. And after you get yourselves settled, maybe one of our students can bring you some prayer books, okay? So, Amaya, you want to go out and help them with some prayer books once they get seated? Well, we like to begin our Shabbat services after candle blessings with sharing good things that have happened to us. Simchas. A simcha is something good that happened to you during the past week that you can relate in one sentence. If you had a simcha, something special from this past week, let's tell everybody about it. Who has a simcha from the past week? Anybody celebrating something that happened this past week that you'd like to share with the congregation?
Reunited with family from afar.
You have family from afar. That is great. I'm repeating for the benefit of those online because otherwise they're not going to hear you. Other simchas from this week? Anybody got a simcha this week?
A new house guest that joined us, Sasha.
A new house guest for Tzahala and her family. And other simchas? Claire?
I got to meet my great-nephew who is 50.
You got to meet your baby great-nephew. Mazel tov. Let's turn in the prayer book to page 9. Please read with me at the bottom of the page. We offer thanks, O God, for this Shabbat, which unites us in faith and hope, for Shabbat holiness, which inspires sacred living, for Shabbat memories glowing even in darkness, for Shabbat peace born of friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessing, O God. Page 24. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We're going to continue on page 26, and I'd like to invite up any of our congregation religious school 6th, 7th, or 8th graders to come join us up here and join with Serafina in leading us in Chatzi Kaddish. Page 26.
Yidgadal v'kadash shemei Rabba. Bilma divrach rote v'amlich malchute. B'chayechon uv'yomechon. U'chayedoch Beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala. Uvizman kariv. V'meru. Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevorach, L'olam L'olam Me'omaya, Yitbarach, Yitbarach, V'ishtabach, V'yitpa'ar, V'yitromam, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitalev, V'yitalol, Shemei Dekudasha, Brechu, Le'ela Mikol Birchata V'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata damiran bialma v'meru.
If you are able to stand, I invite you to rise. But if it's uncomfortable to stand up, just rise in your heart, okay? Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Page 28. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed Le'olam Va'ed Ya la 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 Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. You may be seated. Page 31. Please read with me. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravi. Page 34. Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu. Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu. Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu. Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod, Kivod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kivod, Kivod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. The next prayer in the prayer book on page 36 is Ve'ahavta. Now, Ve'ahavta means you should love. And this song, which is new to our congregation, it's not an interpretation of Ve'ahavta, it's a song commenting about how we are supposed to love. And this is a melody by Billy Jonas, who we have just arranged to come and perform here this coming fall. And I'm going to teach you, it's got, the song's in English, but it's got a Hebrew refrain that we'll come to in a little bit. I'm going to teach you that Hebrew refrain because it's only got 4 words, and 2 of them are the same word. It goes like this. Simu, simu, ahavatchem ba'olam. Simu, simu, ahavatchem ba'olam. Simu, simu, ahavatchem ba'olam. Simu, simu, ahavatchem ba'olam. Now the words are not in front of you. They're not in the prayer book, but there are only 4 words here. And what do they mean? Simu, put, ahavatchem, your love, ba'olam, in the world. Put your love in the world. Simu, ahavatchem, ba'olam. You try it with me. Simu, ahavatchem, ba'olam. Simu, ahavatchem, ba'olam. Simu, ahavatchem, ba'olam. Simu, ahavatchem, ba'olam. Okay, that's it. We'll come back to it a little bit. I've been wandering and I don't understand, stumbling around, blind and thirsty towards some promised land. But I remember once a whispering in my ear, everything you do from your heart will surely echo here. So I dance and sing that tune, pour my water on the ground and watch as roses bloom. Did you put more love in the world today? More love on your way to the setting sun. There is only one measure when you can honestly say, I put more love. I remember when we had to leave our home, middle of the night, running scared, we were so alone. But we were grateful for the little that we had, cherishing the gifts and the care from every helping hand. Over time we came to see there's a simple path that leads to true prosperity. Did you put more love in the world today? More love on your way to the setting sun. There is only one measure when you can honestly say, I put more love. Simu, ahavatchem, ba'olam. Simu, ahavatchem, ba'olam. Simu, ahavatchem, ba'olam. Simu, ahavatchem, ba'olam. Well, today I found a place I could not mend, sitting on the bed, holding hands with a faithful friend. And I told her that the whole thing shook my faith, wondering aloud if our striving was really all a waste. She said, there is just one task, and all that matters is the answer when the question's asked. Did you put more love in the world today? More love on your way to the setting sun. There is only one measure when you can honestly say, I put more love. Simu, ahavatchem, ba'olam. Let me hear you. Simu, ahavatchem, ba'olam. Again. Simu, Simu, simu. Keep it up. Keep doing it. Keep doing the same thing. More love. More love. More love. More love. Just finds that right spot of what Wehrhafter says. Just do it. Love more. Page 43 in the prayer book. Let's read together. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Page 46. Again, please rise as you are able.
Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tiftach. Na 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 Ufi Yagi Tahilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tivka. Na 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 Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tivka. Na 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 Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Kodei HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Gula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, V'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol atah Rav LeHoshia, Morit Hatal, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofech Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Micha Mocha Bal Givurot, Umida Melach, Melech Meimid, Umechahayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'nemana Talachayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye HaKol, Atah Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh, U'Kadoshim B'chol Yom Yahalalucha Selah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
You may be seated. Page 55. Please read with me. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, mikadesh HaShabbat. Page 59. When we behold your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and stars that you set in place, what are we humans that you are mindful of us? We mortals that you take note of us. You made us little less than divine, adorned us with glory and majesty. You gave us dominion over your handiwork, laying the world at our feet. How majestic is your name throughout the earth. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lahod. Please turn to page 61, and in the middle of the page, you'll find the familiar quote from Isaiah, "Nation shall not take up sword against nation, they shall never again know war." Our religious school students have learned a melody that sandwiches this text. So the text is in the middle of the song, but the song itself has verses that are really easy to pick up and repeat, and you're going to get it first time through. I used to study war. I used to, I'm sure, oh, but I won't anymore. 'Cause I'm not who I was before, so I don't need to anymore. That's the basic gist of the song. I used to raise my sword. I used to, I'm sure, oh, but I won't anymore. 'Cause I'm not who I was before, so I don't need to anymore. All right, here comes the quote. You repeat after me, that's all. Lo yesagor, lo yes, that's it. El goy cherem, lo yilmedu. Clench my fist. You know what to do now. I used to, I'm sure, oh, but I won't anymore. 'Cause I'm not who I was before, so I don't need to anymore. I used to give up hope. I used to, I'm sure, oh, but I won't anymore. 'Cause I'm not who I was before, so I don't need to anymore. All right, repeat this after me. Lo yesagor, el goy cherem, lo yilmedu. I used to, I'm sure, oh, but I won't anymore. 'Cause I'm not who I was before, so I don't need to anymore. boards for a silent prayer on pages 62 and 63. At this time in our worship, we ask for healing for members of our congregation and their loved ones who are ill. If you are praying for healing of body or healing of spirit for a loved one, I invite you to share that person's name with our congregation. For those watching online, you could share those names in the chat. And for those here in the sanctuary, please share those names out loud so that we may join our prayers to yours. You may say them as my eyes pass yours. Ian Thomas. To those whose names we have said, online?
Rita's brother,
Norton Townsley, Grace Carper. And to these names that we have said out loud, we add those whom we hold in our hearts. We say, Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim. We praise you, God, the source of healing. Let us say together, Amen. Well, as I mentioned, it's family service night, and that means a story. If you want a sermon, you got to come back tomorrow morning. I promise you, I'll give you a sermon. But also, I want to talk about this week's parashah, this week's Torah portion, but Seraphina's got it covered tomorrow morning for the first part of the Torah portion. So I'm going to jump ahead, past the part that she's going to read and talk about tomorrow. So this is my version of a story that appears in this week's Torah portion. You see, the Israelites were marching through the wilderness. And it came time to divide up jobs. Moses, of course, was in charge of everything, kind of like the general of all the troops, but even a general needs help. One of the jobs was, who was going to go talk with God? Moses was a busy leader. Even he needed someone to help him speak with God. He needed someone to collect all the prayers of the people and bring them to the tent of meeting and present the prayers to God. Who was fit for such an important task? God told Moses how to find the right leader to be the priest, the person who collects prayers and brings them to God. He said, she said, whoever said, let every elder come inside from mightiest to least, and he whose prayers are truest said will bear the title priest. Let each inscribe upon his staff his name and leave it there, and on the staff of Israel's priest a blossom will appear. So Moses brought out the elders of all the tribes and did as God commanded. Each elder wrote his name on his staff and prepared to go into the tent of meeting to offer a prayer to God and to leave his staff inside the tent. I should go first, said the elder of the tribe of Reuben, because my ancestor was born first, and oldest is wisest. But while Reuben's elder went into the tent, the elder of Judah said, Reuben's always first. I don't think it's fair. He should have to wait his turn for a change. Then the elder of Reuben came out of the tent, having left his staff inside. "I'm next," said the elder of Judah. "I always lead the tribes in battle because I am brave. I have the courage it takes to speak to God." But while Judah's elder was in the tent, the elder of Benjamin started to sing. "Judah wants to be in charge, thinks he's hunky-dory. He just wants to be the priest so he can get the glory." Then the elder of Judah came out of the tent, having left his staff inside. When Benjamin's elder was in the tent, Ephraim's elder said, "Benjamin's always whining. He's just jealous because his tribe is the smallest." This being a priest is a big responsibility because it means speaking for all the people. I'm in charge of the largest tribe. I've got managerial experience. And so it went. Every time an elder went into the tent of meeting, the other elders would say what they really thought of him. Aaron, the elder of the tribe of Levi, listened to what they said. Much of it was true, but it wasn't nice. "Stop," he pleaded. "Don't you know God will hear you?" But the other elders were too absorbed in what they would say when they entered the tent and why their fellow elders weren't really fit for the job. When it was Aaron's turn, he entered the tent of meeting quietly, a little worried, and placed his staff before the ark. Then he spoke to God. "My God and God of my ancestors, I have no special merit that would qualify me as priest. I'm not the eldest, nor the wittiest, nor the bravest. My tribe is not the largest, and I do not see the faults of others as well as my fellow elders do. Therefore, I do not ask that you make me the priest. Perhaps another elder is better qualified for the task. I ask only this. The elders speak bitterly of one another, behind each other's backs. I am afraid that they will fight, especially when one is chosen to be the priest. Please, God, let the elders love one another for the sake of peace, for peace is the only gift that we can give you." Meanwhile, of course, the elders were gossiping about Aaron. "Fat chance he'll be chosen," they said. "He's a fine craftsman, you know. He's the one who made the golden calf. Like God would really want an idol maker to be high priest of Israel. Not." And all the elders laughed at the thought. In the morning, though, they weren't laughing. Moses went into the tent of meeting to retrieve the staffs of the elders, and all somberly awaited God's decision. Moses emerged from the tent carrying 12 staffs, and he spoke. "Now each of you has said your prayers, from mightiest to least, and he whose words were truest said will bear the title priest." Peeking through the bundle of staffs, they could all see small, delicate white blossoms, almond blossoms. But whose staff was it that had blossomed? "Each of you has spoken words that were true," said Moses, "but the words you felt most deeply were those that you spoke to one another, not those that you spoke to God. If you wish to know a person's heart, listen to the words he says behind the backs of others. You are brave and wise and skilled, but only one of you spoke truly, both inside and outside the tent of meeting." Then Moses held up Aaron's staff, and the flowers were simple and sweet. "Aaron, you prayed that there might be love between the tribes. And when you spoke to the elders, you reminded them God is listening. You are not perfect, Aaron. Your past is filled with errors and judgment. But you alone are worthy to offer the prayers of Israel. From this day forward, we give you our prayers. Carry them gently before God and always pray for the peace of Israel. And that is why Hillel taught, be one of the students of Aaron's ways, loving peace, pursuing peace. For that is where all of our prayers begin. Well, Tzahala, we're going to find out what's coming up at Congregation Beth Emek during coming days. Tzahala David, Secretary of Congregation Beth Emek for only a few more days.
Yes.
And President-elect has our announcements tonight.
And then dictatorship will begin. To those who don't know, I'll be president in a few days. Enjoy freedom now. Okay. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you very much, Rabbi Milder, for leading us in worship. Thank you, Serafina Gould, for assisting, and to the whole family. And of course, to the Bnei Mitzvah Chavura. That was excellent. Our oneg tonight is hosted by the Bnei Mitzvah Chavura in honor of Serafina Gould. Torah study tomorrow at 9 a.m. Shabbat service at 10:30 will be led by Serafina Gould, who's celebrating her bat mitzvah this Shabbat. Oakland A's Jewish Heritage Night. Deadline for tickets is June 20th. The game itself is June 27th, 6:40 p.m. Membership renewal is underway. Please fill out the online pledge form or return the form you recently received in the mail. Congregation Beth Emek seniors are having an Israeli food feast on Saturday, June 24th at 1 p.m. They are ordering from Gotta Eat a Pita and having a feast. So if you intend to attend, please RSVP. It is free, but we need to know how much to order. Outdoor sing-along and Havdalah is on Saturday, July 15th. Mark your calendars. It's usually a great and very fun evening outdoors, 7:30 p.m. Shabbat at Camp Newman is Friday, July 28th at 4 p.m. If you want to see what our summer camp looks like, join Rabbi Milder in Congregation Beth Emek at URJ Camp Newman on July 28th for a Camp Shabbat. Last one, sing with the High Holiday Days Choir, Thursday, 7 p.m., starting at August 3rd. Hurry and join. High Holidays will be here before you can say oy vey. The details for all of these programs and more are on the website and our weekly Once Around newsletter. I forgot to mention our amazing mensch who is doing the tech work behind the scenes, Donna. Sorry. Anyway, Shabbat Shalom.
Our service continues now with an English setting for Aleinu. This is on page 283, in the middle of the page. I invite you to rise as you are able.
Let us adore the ever-living God and render praise unto the one who spread out the heavens and established the earth, whose is revealed in the heavens above, and whose greatness is manifest throughout the world. You are our God. There is none else. Anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
You may be seated. Page 285. Let's read together, please. Let the time not be distant, O God, when all shall turn to you in love, when corruption and evil shall give way to integrity and goodness, when superstition shall no longer enslave the mind, nor idolatry blind the eye. O may all created in your image become one in spirit and one in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your realm be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. Adonai will reign forever and ever. Page 287. V'nemar Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu Yeh Adonai echad, Ushemo echad. Judaism teaches us the sacred duty of memory. On this Shabbat, we remember those members of our congregation and their loved ones who have died within the past 30 days. If you're observing Shloshim, I invite you to rise as I recite the name of your loved one. We observe Shloshim for Nettie Brenner. And we remember those whose yahrzeit occurred during the past week. We observe yahrzeit for Rose Berman and Lee Harris. And I invite all those who are observing the first year of mourning to rise at this time. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be a blessing. We rise as one congregation, united by memory and compassion to praise God's name. Mourner's Kaddish may be found on page 294. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah, ba'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kari v'imru amen. Yehe shemei rabbah mevarach le'olam ul'almei almaya, yit barach v'yishtabach v'yit pa'ar, v'yit romam, v'yit naseh, v'yit hadar, v'yit aleh, v'yit halal, shemed kudisha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechmata, da'amiran be'olma v'imru, amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Let us say together, amen. You may be seated. Following our closing song, we're going to join together in the back of the room for Kiddush and Motzi together with Serafina. Please, as you come into the back of the room, pick up a cup of wine or grape juice. The red cups are wine, the white cups are grape juice, and a piece of challah. We have little cups with pieces of challah, and we will recite the blessings together. So to close out our service this evening, we are going to sing a Ladino version of Ein Keloheinu, and this is on page 327. So this is really cool if you're not familiar with Ladino. This goes back and forth between Hebrew and Ladino. Ladino is a Jewish language that's built on Spanish and Portuguese. So people who speak Spanish will recognize some of the words, but they'll go, wait a minute, some of these aren't right. No, they are. They're in Ladino, which is a dialect. So you'll see page 327, we go back and forth from the Hebrew to the Ladino. We're going to do the first 4 verses of the song. And this is about the most energetic Ein Keloheinu that I know, perfect for family service night. Shabbat Shalom to everybody watching online. And let's gather together in the back of the room.
Friends, if you would like a copy of the Kiddush, I've got them up here. If anybody would like to look at the Hebrew, kind of follow along, you've got copies up here.